While the Grand Army of the Republic suffered the worst casualties of the Clone Wars, the Confederacy's massive droid armies had their bad days as well. Today, we'll be discussing 5 such battles, those in which the Confederate droid army suffered the highest casualties. Before we begin, we once more have a clarification to make. First and foremost, we won't be counting the Battle of Dryden for the same reasons as last time. However, this time, we'll be taking total casualties into account alongside casualty rates, for a simple reason. Many battles have near 100% droid casualties due to mass deactivation, more than would fit in this list. Furthermore, it would more accurately reflect the loss to the Confederacy. Just before we begin guys, I want to note that this video was suggested and voted by the guys on my Discord, so make sure you join to vote on more videos, vote on the games we live stream, and just join us for all round Star Wars bants. Starting off our list, we have a rare entry from Disney's canon. The Battle of Anaxus, as featured in the Bad Batch arc of the Clone Wars, was a long engagement in the second half of the war that, at first, seemed like it would be a devastating Separatist victory. Admiral Trench was fully invested in the campaign, and massive numbers of droids were present on the planet. The use of Captain Rex's battle algorithm led the Confederacy nearly emerging victorious. But thanks to Echo and the Bad Batch, the Republic was able to lure all of Trench's forces to one site and disable the entire army. This, followed by Anakin Skywalker's murder of Trench and the destruction of his flagship, won the Republic the battle and dealt the Confederacy heavy losses. Alright, now this one is sorta cheating, as the army used on Seleucami was a Separatist clone army, not really a droid army. But if droid army is understood to mean CIS, then this battle most definitely fits. The Siege of Seleucami was a 5-month-long engagement that ran simultaneously with most of the Outer Rim sieges, and pitted the Republic's clone army against the Separatist army of Morgakai clones. The battle was long, and both sides suffered heavy casualties, with the Separatist base eventually being bombed out of existence. Every Separatist fighter in the battle perished as far as we know, making Seleucami a devastating loss for the Confederacy, especially considering the destruction of all the cloning equipment, and the deaths of the original clone template, Sora Bulk, and Tol Score. Back to actual droids, we have the Battle of Suitland. The Battle of Suitland is well known as the battle that made Anakin Skywalker a Jedi Knight, and that's not without reason. As with our previous 2 entries, the Confederacy was heavily invested in Suitland and deployed one of its best admirals, 1,000,000 battle droids, and hundreds of warships to take it, dwarfing the Republic's own force. Nonetheless, the battle was a Republic victory. Anakin Skywalker stormed the enemy base after losing the first round, capturing the Separatist commander and deactivating the entire droid force, which was captured and dismantled. Skywalker then led the Republic against the massive fleet of reinforcements sent by Asajj Ventress, destroying the enemy flagship and leading to the near complete destruction of the force, which consisted of hundreds of ships. It was as catastrophic a loss as they come, especially considering the odds. Whether you consider the scale shown in the original Clone Wars to be artistic license or not, the Battle of Mulalynst was absolutely massive. Mulalynst was the headquarters of the IGBC, and the battle took place fairly early in the war, meaning the banking clan had barely even tapped into its vast cache of military resources for the war effort. The fighting of Mulalynst was long and hard, with dozens of warships, thousands of fighters, and millions of ground troops participating on a planet-wide scale. Ultimately, the Republic was completely victorious, leading to the deactivation and dismantling of every battle droid present, the obliteration of the Mulalynst defense fleet, and the capture of IGBC chairman Sand Hill and his cronies, albeit briefly. It was one of the Confederacy's most devastating battles, but not the worst. At number 1, we have the Battle of Khorasan. It's not too obvious, but in hindsight, it makes a lot of sense. The Confederacy threw everything into this battle, hundreds of thousands of warships, millions of starfighters and battle droids, and even Dooku and Grievous themselves. With the CIS already strained in the Outer Rim sieges, the battle was make or break for them, and they broke after weeks of fighting. The arrival of a massive, secret Republic fleet of new warships trapped the Confederacy in orbit long enough to allow the Jedi to rescue Palpatine. By the time the remaining warships escaped, untold thousands of ships had been destroyed, along with the CIS head of state and obscene numbers of droids and starfighters. While by casualty rate, it was in the same boat as most other battles on this list, its impact was like no other in the entire war. The Battle of Khorasan sealed the droid army's fate. So those are our 5 battles in which the Separatist droid army suffered the worst casualties, and as with every video, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Tell me what you think of these battles and if there are any other ones that we missed. And as always guys, thanks for watching and I hope to see you in the next video.